crepes. Those confusingly thin pancakes stuffed with everything under the sun. Today, we're gonna be looking at the creation of 3 different variations. Trace crepes. First, we're gonna be looking at a peanut butter and Nutella breakfast crepe. Second, a poulet au fromage, or chicken and cheese crepe. There's no way I'm pronouncing that correctly. I never took a single French class in my life. And finally, we're gonna round off the trilogy with a sweet dessert, peaches and creams crepe. And with that said, you'll wanna follow me, because it's about time for us to move on. Alrighty then, so starting off first, we're going to be making the crepes for today's trio. The recipe for today's batter comes from allrecipes.com, and the link can be found in the description below. For this simple batter, you'll want to drop into a medium-sized mixing bowl 1 cup of all-purpose flour, half a cup of milk, half a cup of water, 2 large eggs, and a 1/4 teaspoon of salt. Finally, you'll add in about 2 tablespoons of melted butter, fresh out of the microwave. And now, today's a great day to skip the whole hand mixing thing and just go directly to the electric hand mixer that you forgot you had buried away in storage. Lock in your whisk attachment and begin to bring the ingredients all together. Start at a low speed to begin with and progressively speed up until you're left with a light, thin, and slightly airy batter. In a large non-stick skillet preheated to a medium-high heat, drop in a few splashes of water to check and see if it's fully heated, just like we did with the naan video. And with that check done, scoop out 1/3 cup of your batter into the center of the pan. Lift and tilt the pan to allow gravity to do the spreading for you. You're really just looking to fill the entire bottom surface area of that pan. And as you can see, the first crepe is always the worst crepe, but no worries. I went ahead and added about 1/4 cup of extra water to really thin out the batter. And beyond that, I increased the scoop size to about 1/2 cup per crepe. And I mean, this time around, look how much easier it is to spread out. Look, I'm no expert crepe maker, but oh yeah, that's a good one. That's the one. That's the one! It takes a bit of practice, but you'll get the hang of it after 1 or 2 test runs. Cook the first side for about 2 minutes, second side maybe about 30 seconds, and then take off the heat. And now with your crepes all prepped for today, let's start with our first filling, the breakfast peanut butter and Nutella crepe. First things first, we're going to be making a bit of powdered sugar by blitzing a few tablespoons of granulated sugar in a coffee or spice grinder. This is a great fix for when you just need a pinch of powdered sugar and don't want to buy the whole package. And then, I mean, as the name suggests, all you'll need to do is smear a bit of Nutella followed by peanut butter over the crepe. And to finish it up, take the clean side of the crepe and fold over, almost as if you're making a quesadilla. Then roll the folded piece towards the center and place it seam side down. Finally, add tiny amounts of peanut butter and Nutella to the top to let people know what kind of flavor they're going to be getting with this crepe. Garnish with a sprinkling of your powdered sugar and you have it. It's an awesome breakfast and it doesn't take a whole lot of effort to try something new. 1 crepe down, 2 to go. Moving on to the savory crepe. The first thing you'll want to do is boil a chicken breast. I've gone with a frozen chicken breast because sometimes you just gotta make do with what you got. Just make sure you give it another 5 to 10 minutes if starting from frozen. While that's going, you'll have plenty of time to work on the other pieces of the chicken filling. To your large pan, add about 1 tablespoon of olive oil as well as half of a medium yellow onion finely diced. Hit it with a bit of salt and pepper and let sit and sizzle for about 3 minutes. Then you'll drop in 1 tablespoon of pre-minced garlic followed by roughly half of a cup of chopped mushroom caps. Stir that once every few minutes until the onions are translucent and starting to brown. By now, your chicken should be done cooking. Take it out of the boiling pot and shred with 2 forks. Once all shredded up, add it directly to your pan in the efforts of crispening up the outside just a tad. And while you're at it, you might as well top it off with a bit of black pepper because who doesn't love it, right? If you're not dealing with freshly made crepes, I'd recommend warming them up in the oven for just a few minutes at 200 Fahrenheit to bring back just a bit of that elasticity. Now the savory crepes are folded differently and in my opinion, are easier. Scoop your filling into 1/2 of the crepe, top with either a Gruyere or cheddar cheese, and fold once towards the filling and repeat again to make a 1/4 round. Repeat with the rest of the filling or for however many crepes you plan on making. Center these 1/4 rounds on your pan and roast in a 350-degree oven for about 10 minutes to crispen the outside. When you remove it, Immediately turn on the broil setting and top these with just a bit more of your cheese. Back in the oven they go for roughly 2 minutes, but really just pay attention to it and pull it out once it's looking nice, gooey, and delicious. Finally, top with a little bit of sliced green onion to add some freshness to the meal, and serve with whatever dipping sauce you see fit. For me, that's Buffalo Ranch. 2 down, now onto the final dessert crepe, peaches and cream. We're starting with the cream first, because it'll need a short stint in the fridge to help firm up a bit. According to this recipe from Taste and Tell blog, you'll start by placing 1 cup heavy cream into a bowl and whisking until stiff. Following that, in a separate bowl, you'll beat 1 block of fat-free cream cheese until smooth. Adding to that, about a cup of powdered sugar, along with 2 teaspoons of vanilla extract. Vroom to combine, and then fold in the whipped cream that you've made. Once combined, cover with plastic wrap and allow to chill in the fridge for about 20 minutes. During that time, let's talk about sauteed peaches. Honestly, this recipe for dessert-style peaches is sure to please anyone with a sweet tooth. Start by carefully pitting your peach with a small knife and slicing into thin pieces, maybe 1/8 of an inch in thickness. And now once you're done slicing, you'll start by adding a bit of butter to a medium heat pan. More. I said more! Perfect. Now time-lapse the hell out of the melting and browning process. Once all melted and the slightest indication of browning is coming about, toss in your sliced peaches. And now as we go about making this, you might ask yourself, why would we ruin a perfectly healthy and naturally sweet fruit such as a peach by adding gobs and gobs of sugar? Well, now this is America, and sugar is an addictive substance. Also, don't forget to add about 2 tablespoons worth of lemon juice to cut through a bit of that excess sweetness. And with that all mixed together, bring the temp of the burner down to a low and cook until the peaches are tender and a thick syrup surrounds the fruit. We've been here before. Filling this crepe is going to be done in the same manner as the peanut butter and Nutella breakfast crepe. Layer in a bit of your cream, sneak in a few peaches, fold, tuck, and roll before plating seam side down. Finally, add a touch of your cream, 2 peaches for style points, and then drizzling some of that amazing syrup over the top. I seriously did not think I was going to like the sauteed peaches as much as I did. I'm not as huge of a sweets person as I know some people are, but wow did it surprise me. For being such a simple recipe, it really makes this dessert crepe a unbelievable delicacy. And that's it for today, y'all. We've covered a lot in this video, and I definitely say you should try your hand in making at least one of these styles of crepes. If you have any suggestions for future episodes, leave a comment below. Just please don't make it crepe related. I've eaten way too many crepes over the course of the last couple days. Finally, make sure to like, subscribe, follow, all that jazz, here and on Instagram, for more creations that are sure to spice up your weeknight meals without breaking your budget. Thanks for watching, guys, and I'll see you next week.